Hi, I'm Sean Parnell, combat veteran and third-generation Pennsylvania native. I'm running for Congress, and here's why. I'm old enough to remember when the House of Representatives functioned as a legislative body, not a Trump derangement syndrome support group. Do you really think Nancy Pelosi has your best interests in mind? She spent a global pandemic impeaching our president, holding up stimulus for unemployed Americans, and eating gourmet ice cream in her mansion. Not cool, Nancy. Not cool. So how does Nancy get away with this? With the help of her socialism squad in the U.S. House. And Nancy Pelosi's biggest supporter is my opponent, Connor Lamb. Connor became Pelosi's little lamb the moment he got to Washington. He voted against the Born Alive Act, for the job-killing Paris Climate Accords. He voted to impeach our president, has an F rating from the NRA. In fact, Lamb votes with Pelosi over 90% of the time. I'm no shepherd, but I can tell you that that's bad. Lamb supports Joe Biden, who wants to put AOC in charge of Pennsylvania's energy jobs. That's like putting Bill Clinton in charge of your intern program. And I promise to never tell you what ethnicity you are based on how you vote.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Yikes. I believe we have a duty as Americans to demand better from our elected officials. And duty is something that I know about. You might even say I wrote the book on it. Sure, I got a Purple Heart, 2 Bronze Stars, 1 for Valor. But what I really received in fighting for this country is a deep appreciation for just how damn important our freedom is. Like the freedom to own one of these babies. And I can tell you from experience, these things come in handy when you come face to face with a bad guy. Send me to Washington and I'll grow our economy, protect Pennsylvania's energy industry, cut our taxes, and serve our veterans. Heck, I might even work with our president instead of impeaching him. Wouldn't you like that, Neil? Yep. Neil gets it. Isn't it time Western PA had a leader with some backbone? Do you really want America to become a socialist country? This crazy old socialist was almost the Democrat nominee. Instead of tearing up this administration's accomplishments, let's tear up Pelosi's speakership and put this little lamb out to pasture. I'm Sean Parnell, and that's why I'm running for Congress. So donate $1 today, or heck, donate more than $1, and let's send a lion to Congress and not a lamb.
We're going to Arizona. We're celebrating. We have over 200 miles of wall built. It's been incredible. Our numbers on the border, as you know, are at just about a record-breaking low. People are not being able to cross the border. The wall has helped because we have more than 200. We have about 212 miles up of wall. So that's good. And we're going to be doing a number of other things. We're going to be making a speech to young people in Arizona. And we'll be meeting with some of the Arizona officials to talk about their border and how strong it's become. It's become very strong.
Something that's coming out is this defund the police movement, the dismantling the police, and we're seeing just crazy, sad stuff in Atlanta that's going on with the police department. What is your reaction to all of that?
I'm totally 100% against defunding the police. It's the craziest idea that I've ever heard. The people that are screaming defund the police aren't going to be anywhere around when our senior citizens need to call, or when there's a young kid that's in trouble and has nobody there to help them. So that is not the answer. The answer is community policing, maybe residency requirements, getting police officers to begin policing the communities that they actually live in, so the community and the police can begin to have a rapport together. Defunding the police is not the answer. I'm 100% against it. And besides that, if you don't know, now you know. The Black Lives Matter movement has been completely hijacked by George Soros. It's no longer what we thought it was.
Absolutely. Now, I would love to get your opinion on candidate
John Lewis?
Yeah, well, John Lewis as well as Biden.
Oh, wow. So Joe Biden, this is exactly what we're fighting for now. Everybody that says they're for criminal justice reform, we know that Joe Biden passed the 94 crime bill, 3 strikes you out, which led to the mass incarceration of Black America. He has yet to apologize. They were in office for 8 years. He had every opportunity to overturn it. He didn't do it, but Trump did. And now he wants to come back and says, hey, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black. Well, guess what? I'm white today.
Trump supporters just took my job away from me. I've gotten death threats, rape threats, violent threats. It was okay, but now it's just like my future. My future's entirely compromised because Trump supporters have decided to come for my life. God, this sucks. You guys suck. I'm too strong for you.
Wah, 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 wah. I don't want to hear it. Trump supporters did not take anything away from you. You took it away from yourself when you said anybody who says all lives matter should be stabbed. Deal with the consequences of your actions now.
The next person who has the sheer nerve to say all lives matter, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna show you my paper cut and say, my cut matters too.
An analogous joke that Trump Twitter thought was real.
I know this is what Trump supporters wanted, because standing up for Black Lives Matter put me in a place online to be seen by millions of people. The job that I had worked really hard to get and meant a lot to me just called me and fired me because of everything. I don't know if everyone's seen, but it's been circulating a lot. My Black Lives Matter TikToks were picked up by conservatives and spread and shared, and people were demanding that I be fired, which I just got. My job that I worked really hard for.
The White House inviting us to come and be briefed. As Denny said, there's not a substitute for briefing all the members of the House. But the right people to give the briefing really were not in the room. We need to hear from the heads of the intelligence agencies about how they assess the allegations that have been made publicly. What can they tell us about the truth or falsity of these allegations? What can they tell us about steps they are undertaking or have undertaken to vet any information that they may have? In my view, the right people were not in the room to give us the kind of briefing that we needed to get. The second point I would make is, as we look at these, and I'm going to call them allegations because I can't confirm or deny any underlying intelligence. As we look at these allegations, number one, the President of the United States should not be inviting Russia into the G7 or G8. We should be considering what sanctions are appropriate to further deter Russia's malign activities. Not further ingratiating Russia into the community of civilized nations. And I find it inexplicable in light of these very public allegations that the president hasn't come before the country and assured the American people that he will get to the bottom of whether Russians are putting a bounty on the heads of American troops. And that he will do everything in his power to make sure that we protect American troops. I do not understand for a moment why the president isn't saying this to the American people right now and is relying on, I don't know, I haven't heard, I haven't been briefed. That's just not excusable. His
I'm Ami Horowitz, and chaos is breaking out in Portland, which means we're going to go check it out. The mainstream media would have you think that these protests are peaceful. Nothing could be further from the truth. Many of them were hardcore rioters who were using pipes, hammers, and even golf clubs to break down the protective shielding of the building and to bust through. They repeatedly used incendiary devices in order to create multiple fires in the hope of burning the building down and everyone inside. Despite what the media would have you believe, there were groups of people interrogating journalists. They warned me that if I portrayed the protesters in a negative light, I would face street justice. And after being recognized, I was pelted with broken glass.
We haven't declared a revolutionary war.
Is that what we need to do?
I strongly feel like we do.
Do you think chaos is a good tool in order to reshuffle the deck?
It's become a useful tool.
Chaos, that's a complete reboot.
Is it time to end the American experiment and then start all over again?
I think that we have to burn it down.
Do you think it's time to end the American experiment?
Yes. Yeah, it is time to end it.
Do we need violence as a tool?
Yes. And then you throw a bomb. Some kid throw a bomb in there, trying to be cute, like that. And when they come out, and they're pissed, and then people will say, look, you see what they did? No, bro, they didn't do nothing. You're going in their dwelling. They're protecting their dwelling. This is bullshit. We got 2% black people out here, too. 2%. 2%.
What does that say?
What's that say? It says, y'all don't know what y'all don't believe, y'all really know what you're fighting for. I don't.
This is us taking the high road. This is us not creating groups to kill off and assassinate the people that are doing the same to us. This is us just trying to create a world filled with love and kill off the hate. To kill off and assassinate the people that are doing the same to us. This is us just trying to create a world filled with love and kill off the hate.
Center office, minding my business. So, of course, a white liberal seen some signs in the window. So he asked about one of the candidates, like, well, is the candidate a Republican and also a Trump supporter? I'm like, she's both. Then he went on this rant. I'm not even gonna say the things he said. He said Donald Trump was a Nazi, all kind of stuff. So I'm looking at him because, you know, sometimes there's no need to be combative and go back and forth with people. Just let them say whatever. So I hit him with this. I said, you know what? You have a right to your opinion. I said, that's why, are you going to vote November? Oh, sure the F I am going to vote. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to vote twice. I said, I just bet you is. He said, I'm sure the F is. I said, have a blessed day, sir. He just told me he's going to vote twice. The only reason why I'm posting and telling you this story is because of this. You don't have to be combative with people that disagree with you, and especially the people that's not Trump supporters. I could have took the conversation a long way, but I just let the man just say whatever he said. He wasn't disrespectful. He was just saying what he was saying. But he threw me off when he said he's going to vote twice. Like, this is why we should not be allowed to do this mail-in ballot type of stuff, because you can register anybody, and anybody can be voting in these mail-in ballots. That's why we need to push for in-person ballot. I want to go vote. I don't want to do the mail-in. But it's raining out here. Look at this. And I'm sitting outside catching the breeze with my black What's for Trump. So I will be dealing with more like that, but who cares? I gotta go. It is pouring down now.
This message is for the GOP. GOP, you're supposed to be the silent minority. You're supposed to be the silent majority. You need to start calling out Black Lives Matter. You've been elected for one reason, to do your job. President Trump can't do it by himself. He needs your help. Black Lives Matter is destroying communities across the nation. And you know it's not about black lives at all. You know, When you look at their mission statement, they want to take the male out of the household. It has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter at all.